Welcome. I am about to go live with the Little Potion Co. So Alicia and Jacinta from the Little Potion Co. And we're going to chat all about the Life Instyle Scholarship, their business, where they're at, what's going on, maybe even touch on some things that they've been doing recently and how that can help as well. So they've just joined. I'm just going to let them in. So welcome along. Okay. Now, let me just add them in. Might get cut off, so I'm just going to keep talking and get the girls on. See if they can jump on. Yes. Hello, Jacinta. How are you? Is Alicia joining from the other little
Yes,
Potion
I think
Pixies?
she's going to come in from the Potion Pixies.
Okay, I saw that. I was just going to
yeah.
I don't know how we go with three people.
No,
actually.
I'm pretty sure I've had 3 people before, so I thought I will try, and otherwise we can.
Is it the Potion Pixies? Just so I get that right.
Yeah, the Potion Pixies.
I did see it, and I thought, is that one of girls? Here we go. Let's see how we go. I've invited Alicia as well. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, that's all right. There we go.
Hello, here we go. We did it.
We did it.
We're so tech savvy, girls.
No,
last minute I was like, can I have the login for the Potion Pixies account? I thought it would be better than my personal one because we have a separate one for our team,
Yeah,
the Potion Pixies. So they post a bit of stuff on there, which is really fun for them and good for us as well.
Yeah,
so
awesome. Okay.
yeah, so that's us.
So, little introduction for those people who don't know who the Little Potion Co is or who you are. Can you give me a little quick rundown of where you've started? Like, well, yeah, anything about your business. So let's go.
do you want me to go, Leash?
Yeah, you go.
Well, Alicia and I are sisters, and our business started about 5 years ago in my backyard. Basically, my son wanted a potion kit for Christmas, and I couldn't find anything that wasn't just a science-based. He was obsessed with Harry Potter. I was saying the other day, I literally had to draw a scar on his head for 3 months, like to go to daycare because he was that obsessed with Harry Potter. So I made him this potion kit that was all made of natural ingredients and, like fizzed and bubble. And I was talking to Alicia at the time saying how much he loved it, but he wanted the spells to come true. And I was like, okay, well, how can we make real magic? Because you can't turn someone into a frog. And Alicia was like, well, you can't do a love spell because you can't force someone to love you, but you can do a self-love spell. And that really got us starting to think about how you can look inwards to create this magic with creating positive mindsets and mind over matter. So it kind of came from there. We started writing. We wrote the first 2 kits. We released those and worked from our backyard for the first 2.5 years. And then we got a warehouse. We had about 3 staff trying to work in this tiny little 6 by 4 meter office in my backyard.
I've got videos of that still from one of our first sessions.
Yeah, I still remember our first meeting and the live, and you were looking in the background. And you're like, so like, is that where you're making it on?
Is this efficient? Maybe.
We're very organised back then. We've learned a lot.
Well, this is what we're here to talk about too. So obviously part of that journey is, I think, Alicia, you'd started because you had a retail store at the time. So you were in my membership as well. And so you'd known each other for a while, and that sort of, obviously you would have heard me talk about Life in Style or trade shows and, how to grow your brand, and wholesale was one of the avenues that you can choose. Obviously direct to consumer is a huge part of your business as well. But part of that was that there was a scholarship, which you applied for how many times now? How many times did you apply before you?
3.
Yeah.
So the third time we won.
Yeah, the first time we hadn't even launched our products yet.
Yeah.
So we were really keen. We knew we had a good product, but we hadn't actually launched it. So
yeah.
But
that's where like answering those questions just gives you that trigger almost of like, oh, I need to have that ready, or oh, I hadn't thought about that yet. So I think even just going through the process can be helpful, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always worth reflecting on what you're doing kind of based on those questions, kind of more of what they're looking for as well.
Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, didn't give up. You obviously went back again, didn't win again. But then the third time's
a charm, isn't
a
it?
charm. Yeah. And what
I,
did you think you did differently in between those times, actually, as well? That's probably a question I hadn't thought to ask you beforehand, but
I would say we introduced more products. I think
Mm-hmm.
when the first time, I think we hardly had anything. The second time, I'm pretty sure we only had maybe 3 kits. So I guess it was that third time we kind of knew we would be a bit more ready to be able to wholesale. We had an actual range to wholesale as opposed to just a couple of products.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And that is good, but I will say that you don't have to have more than one product,
No.
just for people to apply, just to put that out there. But yes, I think that's where you knew who you were more in terms of what the brand stood for, and you'd had some sort of traction too, because obviously you'd been selling for a year or so before you applied for the first one, and you knew you had, like, people were actually wanting it. You knew you had it was resonating with your customer base, and that there was potential there in the brand.
Yeah, I
yeah.
think we had a couple of people request to wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was sort of what really started making us think, oh, that's an avenue that we could
Yeah,
go down.
yeah. And obviously, but Alicia having had the retail store, you sort of had that understanding a little bit of what customers were looking for, and or what price points they're prepared to, spend on certain things or gifts and stuff like that too.
Yeah, and that's it was good having that background, and obviously you help with that stuff as well, but making sure our products, when we did have them ready to launch, that they were suitable. We had planned that from the beginning, so we knew that we wanted them to be shelf
Yeah,
ready as
retail
well.
ready, yeah.
Yeah.
And because I think that is a little bit of a gap for people who maybe start out with being purely e-commerce or direct to consumer. They don't really consider how it will sell when you're not there, or when there's no words to explain the product description or
Yeah.
whatever it might be. Like, how does it actually sell on the shelf? And I think that's something that you evolved over time.
And look, it's
Definitely.
still it's still
Yeah,
not perfect. It's
yeah,
something that we're working on again this year, just to make it even easier for people to understand. Our product's really unique, so
yeah.
people can understand what
But
it
that's
is.
also, like, you've been going 5 years, and you're always evolving. Like, you never never stops. Like, you're never
Yeah.
done. It's just a evolution of how you can get better and better. When I look back at I found them the other day. I should pull them out. But our original catalog when I first had my brand compared to what it got to was like, wow, this is a big evolution and change. And I think that's important to sort of notice that you don't necessarily have to start with the perfect packaging, the big warehouse, or like, it can get to these things. And you started with, as you said, both of you from your home, and now how many staff or warehouses you've moved a few times?
Yeah, so we've got 2 warehouses now. We just took on a second one, which is next door to our other warehouse, and
Yeah,
we'd already had to move to a bigger warehouse because from our first one.
yeah,
And we've got currently about 10 staff. It kind of fluctuates in the
Yeah.
busy
yeah,
periods. But yeah, having the staff, like, it's helped us as we've grown as well, because we've been really lucky from the beginning having 2 of us. We understand that being a solo person and trying to run a business and doing all of the things is really hard. So we have been lucky having the 2 of us, but even, being able to get some help with, creating the catalogs and all of that stuff is really helpful as well.
yeah. And so, what would you say to people who are looking to apply for the scholarship? Like, is there any particular things that you're like, okay, make sure you do this, or anything like that?
To be honest, it was so long ago now, I can't even remember what the process
Yeah.
was
Well, I think
anymore. But
it's literally answering questions
yeah,
and adding in your um marketing collateral, whether it's your catalog and or
yeah.
your emails. What is your awards you've won, or anything like that? Like, what traction you've had so far?
Yeah, and like for us, we always just tell people, just do it, just apply. You just don't know. Like, I still remember the phone call, Jacinta. because they announced it on their socials, and I was coming back from the post office and Jacinta rang me and she's like, we won. And I was like, what? I didn't even know what she was talking about because we just didn't expect to win after, you know, we'd applied a few times and we just, couldn't believe it. So, you know, it's not like we went in thinking we're going to win. So just like you have to be in it to win it. Just give it a go.
Yeah, and I think as well, like I said on the earlier story I did before this, that there's not that many people who apply. Like really, I mean, last year I think, well, it's twice a year that it happens. I think there's maybe 57 last year, but then a time before might have been 32 or something. Like it's really, you know, less than 60 people apply. So your
I think
chances are high.
people don't want to apply because they think that they're not ready or there's too many other people, all of that. And you have to remember as well that, you know, you've still got time before, if you were to win, you've still got time. You've got your help because they win some like that.
Yeah, they win. They win some mentoring. They win coaching with me. They win obviously the stand at Life Instyle, and yeah, I go through how to get all that set up. And I think even one thing I remember, you might remember, Jacinta, even at the first show, and I said to you, okay, let's pretend that I'm a customer coming in. What are you going to say? And you're like, oh, okay. And then you said something, and I was like, oh no, let's go back. Let's change that.
And absolutely. I mean, it had been so long since I'd worked in any form of like retail, like to actually sell our product. Like we hadn't ever done a market or things like that. So, you know, anyone out there that does do markets, I think that's a great asset to have because you're used to talking about your product in person, where for us, we hadn't really spoken about it. It was just online. So yeah, it was a very big learning curve, learning those things.
And I think that's where, like, you know, when we work together, it's like building those strong foundations, right? Like you've been able to scale now to where you are because you had good margins, you'd considered that processes in your business, you'd really looked at, you know, how to move. I know Jacinta had a full-time job and you'd gone to it, or you'd worked as well, and then you'd gone to work on the business. So yeah, it's such a huge transition too. So having those help and support makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Someone's just asking, what if you're not even sure if wholesale is right for you? You should watch my webinar, Milk and Poppy, about why it could be the right thing for you. I'll send a link afterwards for anyone who hasn't actually watched my webinar on that, because I go through the reasons why wholesale is a good option for your business. And I think that's where you guys know that I always talk about, like, it's not, you've got a strong direct to consumer business, right? You've got a really strong e-commerce, but that doesn't mean that you can't wholesale as well. It really means having your eggs in more than one basket.
I mean, I think for us, like wholesale for us is sort of only 5-10% of our of our business, but the wholesale, like it makes us be known like further than just our online store. Like, you know, the amount of people that we say, oh, we've seen your products everywhere, and you know, it's another one of those touch points. Like they might already have known about us, but then seeing it in someone's store, even if they don't buy that and they still come back and buy it online, it's another one of those 7 touch points for a customer to see your brand and be comfortable with your brand. You know, our stockists also do their own advertising, so it's another way that our name is getting out there. A lot of our stockists write blogs and things as well, so again, you've got that sort of that SEO part again of other people writing about you because they're writing about the products that they sell on their own website. So there's those links back. So yeah, there's lots of great reasons to have a wholesale partner.
And it also means people can access your product quickly if they want it for a gift for someone the next day. They can go to one of your stockists and get it quickly, and or in locations that you're not able to send as fast as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's such a great gifting product. There are so many people. I'm one of those people that needs to go buy the present that day of the party because I left it to the last minute. I don't have time to get it online. So yeah. It's good for that.
Yeah.
And at the actual Life Instyle, the one that we won, and we've done Melbourne ever since. We've only done Sydney twice, I think. Anyway, we got so many stockists on that first show that we did that really changed our business from there, because that was like an injection of cash that meant we were then able to buy more stock, get a better price. Like we originally, when we priced our products, we didn't have the pricing where we wanted it to be, but we knew that if we could get some bigger orders that we'd then be able to get our pricing down. And that really helped us by getting those 30 wholesalers in that first lot. We were able to then buy our next batch of stock at a much cheaper price.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about, getting some of your either bottles in bulk as well as getting things that were already made. So you weren't actually spending time doing the labeling and stuff like that. Like that really streamlined the business a bit, didn't it?
Back in the day, we used to put stickers on all of the bottles, and we would hand stamp all of the bags. And then, we grew to a point where we could get them pre-printed.
Yeah, and that's what it sort of allows, that volume, doesn't it? And it doesn't mean that, and that's what everyone should start at. Like you don't necessarily have to start with buying in bulk and buying it ready-made, but it's that it just allows those gradual growth to sort of help you do that.
Yeah.
And so where are you at now? Like, what does your business look like now? Just a general, I know you've been on Shark Tank and you've grown quite a bit since our early days, but give us a little rundown so people can sort of see what, in that time that since you won. Did you win 4 years ago or 5? I can't remember.
I think it was 4.
I think it was 4. Yeah, I think it was 2021, was it maybe? I don't know. Anyway, it was 4 to 5, let's say. But what's happened since then? I know you've got the bigger warehouse. You've got 10 staff now.
Yeah. We went on Shark Tank. Just grown.
You've hit the multi-million-dollar figures. Like you've sort of scaled your business quite a bit.
Yeah. And we've brought in a lot more spreadsheets than we've ever had before. So, we've definitely been able to kind of work out, like working on projections, working on, setting ourselves a target of what we want to make, per month, and then how are we going to achieve that, whether or not it's through paid ads or emails or, doing a market and things like that. So, I think we've really got a lot better at organizing.
Systems, I love it. Yes, I love that.
Sitting down, working out our whole yearly campaigns, things what we want to be advertising for the whole year, and actually trying not to just do things on the fly that we've previously done.
Yeah, which is where, again, when you're first starting out, it's sort of, what you have to do. Like you're sort of managing, but it's like, how can you start implementing more systems and things to help you and be more proactive as opposed to reactive to situations. So I think that's a big thing. You girls know that I always talk about that, because it just allows that freedom to plan ahead and manage your business, or your business better.
This is the first year that we've actually been able to make stock and have it sitting on our shelves. Well, it's in boxes on pallets, but every other year we've kind of pretty much been made to order because we've had to kind of just try and pedal to keep up. So we're really excited for this year and the planning that we've been able to put in place so that we won't get to Christmas time and have to
previously your sort of handbrake was your ability to make more products, so you couldn't increase your sales anymore because you were sort of like hamstrung by what you could put out there.
Exactly. So this year we're all about having that stock, so we've got, when we hit September, when our production side of things is still making higher than it would in the early of the year, but we're not trying to chase our tails. They're just making for September, they're making for November, and we've already got the stock that we need for September ready to go. So
and that's where as well, by having, as you say, those projections, you've got a much better idea about what's going on and what the products are that you're going to need. And I remember we talked about early days as well, like adding in a couple of things that you didn't have to touch as much, essentially. So let's talk about that. Like, what did you recently just launch, which has been very big? well, I saw your shipping containers
Yeah,
or the deliveries, so they were pretty big.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely from you. I remember having the conversations about, well, what else can we do with potions? So yeah, we started bringing in accessories, and then we got onto cauldrons, which have become a very popular kids play activity to have a cauldron now with the potions. So those kind of slowly built up over the years, and then we ended up getting our own one designed, still through the same supplier that we've had all this time. They kind of yeah, we kind of created a good rapport with them that they actually went ahead and like designed this cauldron for us without even having to pay up front.
Yeah.
Basically, they've been
Having
amazing.
good wholesale relationships is really good on the other end as well. Like our supplier has been
Yeah.
so good because we've brought him more business. So he's been,
Yeah, grown
really
together.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it really changed our like average order value and things like that by bringing in accessories, because people didn't want to just buy just that one product. They wanted to buy a whole set and put it together. And even lately we've just gone into doing some bundles on our website that we've never really done before. We've kind of always just left it. I'm sure you told us like years ago to do it. And I think the problem back then was because we didn't have a bundling app and things, but Shopify has their own bundling app now that is so easy to use, and it pulls from the same stock, so it makes
the inventory, because that's always the issue, like,
that was
because it,
always yeah, so this has been amazing, and we put together some bundles, and they have been going
And then money
very well.
adds to the bundles.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So again, you are pushing that even for our ads. Our ads, are converting better because we're pushing people to a higher price
yeah,
product to buy than just the $59.95.
yeah, you're getting more for your money,
Yeah.
really, aren't you? And with your we'll talk about that in a second, like where you've just done some stuff on the weekend. You've done the digital picnic. So tell us a little bit about like what your takeaways. I just saw something on your stories about what some takeaways were.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
a whole post to do soon, but Alicia, you can say
That
the takeaways.
was, just such a wonderful weekend of just learning and being surrounded by other businesses, mostly women, which
Yeah.
is always really inspiring. Takeaways were the one of the threads throughout everyone was what am I trying to say? Like just what's the I should have my notes with me.
Are you talking about that have the hard
Have
conversation?
the
Yeah,
hard conversations,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So about just not putting things off and letting them fester, to just have the conversation before it becomes a bigger issue.
With who in any particular, like, is it your staff, your customers, your
I think in
um
general, but there were a lot of businesses there that have a team, and like how to be the kind of leaders and business owners and managers that we want to be
yeah,
as well. And you can still have the difficult conversations and still do a really good
fine.
job in a kind
And true to
way.
yourself.
yeah,
Yeah,
True to yourself. Yeah, you don't have to be a bro in business. You can be
yeah,
a kind human and still be really successful. So,
yeah.
that was amazing.
Yeah, and I think
And
that carries too as well, like whether it's your suppliers, whether it's, your retail stores, if you're wholesaling, like the communication is so crucial, because the more you sort of, radio silence, people don't know what's going on, then, that's not good for anyone. So, yeah, being upfront and expectations, I guess, as well for your staff or so they, the more boundaries are in place that they know what they're supposed to be doing, then greater chance of success, I think.
yeah,
I think that
and even just doing the hard things. Anita Sakar
Yeah.
spoke, and she said that the first thing you should do, and we need to do this today, Jacinta, is write down four hard things that
Mm-hmm.
you are going to do, and just
do
do
that.
it.
first for the
Do they?
So
day.
get out of your comfort zone a little bit in
Yeah.
terms of well, I think that's where pushing yourself to sort of go, I really, is this going to help me in the business and personally? Where and how can I push myself?
Mhm. I think one of my takeaways as well is we found it was a really amazing weekend of people and founders being
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable. And I think finding finding some like-minded people for you to be vulnerable with and being open and talking about business, because you generally find you're all having the same struggles, and it just, especially if you are a founder on your own, I think being open to talking to other people and not being afraid to talk your numbers
Yeah.
and talk things, because you'll find that someone else is probably going through the same thing, and then you don't feel so isolated
Mm.
on your own. And I think there was a lot of that this weekend, that people hearing other people's stories and their struggles, and it just made people realize, oh, I'm not on my own. Like, those happen to everyone,
Yeah.
where, if you don't talk about them, no one
Yeah.
knows.
That's it. And I think, as you say, like surrounding yourself with other people is really important as well, and having some sort of community, and being somewhere where you can hear other people's results and or struggles. So I had someone in my membership session the other day. We're talking about, she'd been sort of attacked in terms of her design, that had been stolen, and she was quite distressed about it all. And we were going through like all her evidence and what she'd written and the way to respond. And she's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better, like just actually talking through it and getting feedback from other people
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, and then also like even in showing, in my session we go through like what someone's website analytics look like, and people are like, oh, okay. Just getting to see inside other people's business, it makes you feel a little bit better about like, oh, okay, this is where I'm at, or not everyone's got it all worked out. As you would know, you're would like outside, you are successful, you're doing very well, but it's not all easy, right? Like it's not all smooth sailing, and you don't have $1 million in your bank just because you've
No.
sold over $1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's business is not easy. It's not for the faint-hearted.
It's not, it really isn't. And I guess it's like knowing your why and knowing why you're doing it, and being true to that too, so that you're like, gives you purpose and helps you get through the harder times, which everyone, especially right now, like it's definitely tricky time in the last year or the last 2 years, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are very values driven in our business as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. But I guess that's the thing is as well on that, is that there are people doing well too. So as to not be like all about the negativity or all about the bad things, because my benefit of being around lots of different businesses too, I see a lot of people doing really well, and a lot of retail stores doing really well. Like it's definitely not all doom and gloom for
No.
everyone at
And
all.
I think it's, we were having a really bad month the other month, and instead of just going, oh, okay, well, it's going to be a bad month, we were like, okay, no, we can't, we've got staff, what do we do? So
What do you
we
do? Yeah.
literally sat down and we were with Steph, our operations manager as well, and we were like, okay, what things haven't we tried this month? And we were like, yep, great, let's try these bundles. And we were like, we've got heaps of this particular product, could we do a flash sale on that product, just to bring in some cash? How many emails have we done? Our wholesalers, we were like, okay, we need some money from our
How to
wholesalers. We literally
support them, and yeah.
we got our wholesale manager, I literally got her to email about, I'm not sure, she would have done between probably about 50. I told her to look up some other companies that have similar businesses that we align friends with, and I was like, anyone on their wholesale stockers that we aren't in, we would love to be in any of those, so reach out to
Yeah,
them.
proactive.
and
Yeah.
and we went back to old school. We literally emailed all these brand new wholesalers that stock us to tell them about our brand. So there's always something you probably aren't doing, but when you're in the thick of it, you just start to freak out. And I think it's taking a moment, sitting down, writing, going back to old school of what are the other things you can do, how
Yeah.
to make money for
Yeah.
that month.
absolutely. And I guess that's where having a plan of what is working, understanding your data, knowing what where things are changing or where they've dropped off and where you can pick up. And I think that's where, again, not having all your eggs in one basket is good as well, because then you can sort of get balance from other people. Like, yeah, and Milk and Poppy's just saying,
Yeah,
hard times
love
create
that.
opportunities. They definitely do, and they make you think about, what other options are there. And I think she said before about something about, like, you don't always have to be growing and scaling,
No.
but maybe you're refining, maybe you're getting your margins better, maybe you're, looking at your expenses and sort of analyzing those. You don't always have to grow your top line sales. It is definitely about, refining what's happening inside your business as well.
Yeah, and looking at, like, for us, because we manufacture, I mean, it's different for everyone, but, asking your suppliers for a better deal, looking at, what you're ordering and whether you can find it cheaper somewhere else, like actually lowering your cost of goods and your operational costs instead of just trying to
Or
make more
sales.
money and still having to pay for everything.
No, absolutely. And that's, as like, that should be a constant, really,
Yeah.
always
Look
evolving.
at
And
your
I think,
P&L
yes,
all the time.
know your P&L, know your numbers. Oh my gosh, yes. You girls know I harp on about it, but yeah.
Yeah, and look, and it takes a while, and I
It
think
does. Yeah.
especially if you are a founder that has most founders are pretty creative, like
Yeah.
coming up with a business and doing that. So numbers sometimes are really hard. Like I hate the numbers, and I put my head in the sand for a while. Alicia was always better, but now, like, I feel like a light has been switched on and it's starting to finally understand it. But it's taken a
Yeah.
while to understand how to look at numbers.
And I think that's where, it starts, you are doing all the things when you first start out, and lots of these people who maybe are applying for the scholarship will be as well. But it is like step by step, you get better and you evolve and you learn from other people and you take on bits of information from all different people all the time, and other communities or other brands. I know you girls are very good at, networking and connecting with other founders and brands too, and going to events and always learning and taking on information from other people.
Yeah.
So I think that's really helps you grow.
And if we're going back to the beginning again with the scholarship, like when we applied for that, we didn't have our catalogue. We'd never done a trade show. We'd never done a market. We'd never had to explain our product to someone in person. There's so many things that we had never done, but we had to learn it pretty quickly to have the stand, but that's what you help with. And don't be scared to just jump in, because you will get it done. There's plenty of people that can help, and anyone that needs any advice, we are here in the DMs. The Little Potion Co. Instagram is the best one to message us on if you want any advice. All the other people that have won in the past, we've reached out to and see if they need any help.
Amazing. That's so good. I might go try and get a couple of the others who've won over the time as well just to chat. But thank you so much, girls. Is there anything else I was going to ask you? What else was I going to ask you? I think we've covered everything. But I am one of the judges of the scholarship as well as the prize giver too. So I definitely think, the clearer you are about who you're for, knowing that you know who your target market is and you really know what your point of difference is crucial.
That's what I was going to say. I think in the last one we did, we wrote a lot more. I think we were a lot more thorough and spoke about our difference, what made us different to someone else.
And I think that is important, because there can be crowded markets, but I have many different brands that I work with, many different retail stores, many different types of products and everything. And there's definitely room for everyone.
Absolutely.
You've just got to have something where you stand out, or what you offer that is, a point of difference to other people, whether it's your packaging or your product or,
I will say as well, the second time that we applied that we didn't win, we did actually get a phone call from one of the, I can't remember who
judges.
it was, someone at
Kate.
Life
It was
Instyle.
Kate that used to own the super cool.
Oh no, I meant
okay,
someone from
Life Instyle.
Life Instyle as well. that kind of said to us, these are the things you could do if you wanted to apply again next time.
Okay.
So, you know, you don't know what opportunities are going to come out of things. And yes, Kate from the Super Cool, who was one of the judges, I think, at
She
the time.
became a stocker. She reached out afterwards, even when we didn't win, and said, I want to stock your product.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, well, I think there's 5 or 6 judges. So I think, you know, there's lots of different people looking at things too. So they're all going to come from different perspective, which I think is important as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. All right. Thank you so much for joining me here. And I love following along with your journey and what's going on and seeing everything happening. And as you know, I share lots of photos of you girls as well. And yeah, have loved being part of your whole journey of, you know, building those strong foundations and helping you get going and, you know, being a part of the community and membership for so long as well.
One thing, when you're starting out, take photos. This one thing that we wish
photos and videos. Take the ugly photos. Take the ugly videos of working in your kitchen, because trust me, you will want them for all your founder videos.
I think I had to go back. I'll have to find some for you girls of, like, you know, that space that you were working in.
It'd be great, because we don't have anything.
Yeah, and it's true, because you're like, oh, it's so, you know, I'm not ready to share this. But I think that is a big factor. I think now for brand starting out is sharing that journey is so crucial, and that's part of your content and your you know, relationships with people.
That's right. Like, you may not want to like just take the videos and photos. You don't have to share them at that time because you might not feel comfortable. But when you are later in your journey, you will feel comfortable to share them and be really proud that, man, I did that in my bedroom. Like, you know, you will look back and see, you want to see how far you've come.
Yeah, amazing. No, that's great. All right, thank you. And yeah, everyone, I'll share. I should have put it on there. Damn it. I think I've got a mini chat where if you say scholarship, you should be able to get the actually no, I think I pretty did that earlier. So if you share scholarship, and then you should be able to get the link. Otherwise, I'll put it in the notes as well afterwards. But yeah, definitely look forward to seeing all the different people, and let us know if you've actually listened and watched this and if it's been helpful. And yeah, I've got a training tomorrow too, if anyone wants to join that, which is all about building this thriving business. So that's at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So definitely come along to that too if you haven't already registered for that. So, all right, thank you, girls.
All right. Good luck.
Appreciate your time.
Good luck, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.